an Asian can come to an impoverished neighborhood and pay for their kids' college, take care of their mortgage, take care of their parents, to leave a legacy, then have the learning to take money back to China and substantiate their legacy as they feed off of us. But we don't have any legacy. We don't have anything to show for it because we're dealing in the front end and we're not dealing in becoming producers and manufacturers of things. And this is so important. And that's why economics is not just about getting rich, Sar. It's about maintaining wealth within your family and transferring your legacy. That's important.
Common men said, Sar, you wrong 100%. I don't know what he's saying I'm wrong about. I don't get it. What am I wrong about? Not supporting the Chinese, brother? What are you talking about? Shout out to my brother, Dr. Reggie, in the building. But yes, so what you got for us, my brother? Do you have a presentation you want to show? You got some slides you want to go in on?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Okay, so go ahead, my brother. I'm going to open it up for you. And I want y'all to take notes, please. Take notes. Prove me wrong that we are not like little children when it comes to economics. All right? So prove me wrong, get notes, and when I open up the phone line, Khonsu is going to be here for y'all to ask the questions pertaining to the information that he's bringing forth. You got the floor, my brother Khonsu.
Okay, let me see if I can share my screen. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So, economics has rules, son. And can you see my screen, brother?
Yes, I see it.
Okay. Economics has rules. And in these rules, it can be quite complex sometimes. So what I had to do, I tried to develop a layman's term understanding of economics because this is something we should be able to teach our children. The information that's generally put out there is at a 6th grade level, so, and we can understand this if we just apply layman's things. If we don't get too involved in the conspiracy of economics versus the application of economics. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Okay. So when we talk about economics,
the self-employed,
of me showing you this, and it's really the presentation is going to give an understanding of economics and the rules inclined with the understanding. It's like understanding what economics is because a lot of times we just don't know how to be.
Hi, this is.
We live in impoverished neighborhoods, but we still buying iPhone 10s. iPhone 10 costs $1,500, but we living in the subpar conditions. But we gonna buy that phone because we don't know the value of it. We don't know how it's been produced. The same thing applies to the stimulus check we're getting, the $1,200 we're getting. This $1,200 could change your life, so it can put you in the position to start your own business and move in the direction of progression. It's just understanding what is the norm today and being economic about it. So when we talk about the objectives, the first thing is scarcity. Because we don't know the value. The economic pie is limited. And what that means is if I produce a product, I'm going to make it scarce so that it creates a demand. So let's say the hat you're wearing, exclusive SANETER hats. Get you a SANETER hat. So the brand has been established now. The brand has value. So if you want to support your favorite personality, SANETER, you're going to buy the hat. And if the hat can't be found anywhere, but in specific places, it's going to stimulate a demand. So what would you do as a merchant? You're going to supply that demand. You're going to supply what the people need. And this is what happens to us. We get case study. People come in and study African Americans and study the culture, and then they break the culture down and take advantage of it by supplying what we need and demand through marketing. So when you do that, scarcity is basically limited resources and unlimited wants and needs. Because no matter how much you want, even when you get what you want, you're going to want something else. And even your needs are going to just be perpetually, it's going to go on and on and on because those needs are never going to stop. And so we have to think about that as Black people. How can we satisfy the unlimited wants and needs between each other? So what does that translate to? We need neighborhood butcher shops. We need neighborhood vegan restaurants and fresh markets. We need neighborhood libraries. We need things that are indicative to our community. So we have to be able to galvanize that service industry. A long time ago, you remember they would have the technical schools where you can learn electricity, of being an electrician. You can learn about being a plumber. You can learn about being a welder. All of those things are very important because they help add to the society and they help add to building your neighborhoods. So with scarcity, what we do know is that limited resources finite. We look at finite quantities of labor, capital, and land. We look at entrepreneurship, which is available to an economy for the production of goods and services. And that's the most important thing when you're dealing with these elements of economics is the production of goods and services, not the sale of goods and services. It's the ability, if we can produce detergents, if we can produce cell phones, if we can produce those things, it takes us to the next level. It's one thing to be a merchant. It's another thing to be a producer. And more important, it's important that we become employers instead of self-employed people, because now those employers become our family members. They become our neighborhood associates. They become part of our family because we're empowering those people to do the same thing. So now we're creating our own commonwealth because we're employing each other and each other exclusively. Because you made a great point, Sam. What do those Chinese do? What do the Arabs do? What do the Indians do when they come here? They only employ themselves. And the service position they'll give to a black person. When you go to an Asian beauty supply store, who's sitting behind the register? A young black lady. You know why? Because she's got a license. She's a licensed beautician. See, you can't run a beauty supply store without that. A lot of people don't know that. So they get the young black girl who they got to pay minimum wage, but they're making tons of money off items they're buying at a wholesale price. And they're selling them almost 10 times the size of the amount. And I'm going to show you why that works in a moment. So we go into unlimited wants and needs. And I mentioned this, and it's a characteristic of people such that they're never totally satisfied with the quantity and variety of goods and services. So this is one half of the fundamental problem with scarcity, because scarcity is a problem. It's done intentionally. And because it's done intentionally, scarcity has, it's plagued humanity since the beginning of time. And if I make something scarce, I can monopolize it and I can charge any price that you're willing to pay. And then once I galvanize the brand, I can manipulate you off the brand. If I can make Nike a brand name and add value to it, I know you're going to do whatever you can to get that Nike. But the same gym shoes sitting next to Nike, but it's just not marketed the same way. That's how scarcity works. So once I know that I made a product scarce, I'm going to subject you to it. I'm going to expose you to it. I'm going to exploit you on that product. So prices depend on performance. It depends on how bad somebody wants something. How bad do we need it? How bad or how popular is that brand? So it's all about subjectivity. So buyers have personal likes and dislikes, and they're willing to pay different prices for goods because of the brand association. We got to think about this as Black entrepreneurs. What does the world want? What does the world need? What is my profession and my vocation? What am I skilled at, and where can I find the people that want what I have to give? Because if we're going to empower Black people, we got to know how to subject our skills to the world and market the world for our agenda. It's very important, and that's why economics is critical. So when we get into subjectivity, we talk about the price. An asset or item voluntarily exchanged in a market transaction for another asset or item. That's what a price is. So this item or asset is usually, but not necessarily, money. It's not always money though. So like what we're doing right now, we on YouTube. YouTube is looking at this as time. So time is being transferred into money with ads and things of that nature. So we exchange our time for revenue. That's just like being an employer. If I'm going to hire somebody, I'm investing in their time, and that's why I'm paying them. If you're self-employed, everybody, and I want you to understand this, if you're self-employed, your time is working against you now, because if you get sick, guess what? The company gets sick. When you take an off day, guess what? The company takes an off day. You want to perpetuate that. When you're asleep, the company's still working. The company's still moving. This is called automation. And when you're scaling a business, it's all about automation, elimination, and delegation. Those are the three elements of scaling a business. Getting a business to perpetually work for you. That's very, very important. And so when we go into subjectivity, sellers base price on product costs, which depend on the subjective values that resource owners place on their resources. So I'm talking about Black people empowering themselves as resource owners. During this coronavirus, this stimulus check, and the reason why it's going to affect America and the world is this. Everybody's getting bailed out. Right now, the bailout is at $10 trillion. 10 trillion, and that's the start. It'll probably go as high as 30 trillion. Now, what does that mean? That means that the government has to send a check to the airlines so the airlines can get back on their feet. They have to send checks and to cover the expense loss of the movie theaters and entertainment industry, the sports industry. They got to send checks to the law firms. They got to send checks to the public and private schools, the universities. They got to send checks to essential workers that are working at a lower pace than normal because the staff is overworked. All these kind of mechanics that make up the economy has to be bailed out so that the economics are balanced, the books are balanced. What that means is that the government is constantly printing money, okay? Because the US dollar absolutely has no value. It has intrinsic value because it is people are willing to trade services and goods for it. So that's what makes the dollar valuable. Other than that, the dollar is what they call fiat currency. So it may not have no direct value, but it has intrinsic, indirect value because people are willing to trade for it. And because of that, the bailout is going to be huge because the United States wants to keep industry here. You don't want these industries to up and move and go to different countries because then we lose our economic empowerment. And it directly affects you because you'll have limited resources. Okay. Let me give you a case example, a working example. I went to my local health fitness store and I was looking for some dumbbells. Do you know there are no dumbbells available in the Midwest anywhere? You want to know why? Because it's produced in China. And guess why? The majority of dumbbells are produced in China. And the reason why you can't find them is because China is dealing with the coronavirus. So they don't want to ship anything that may be contagious because they really don't know anything about this disease. You hear people talking about trust vaccines and all this kind of stuff. Let me tell you something as an economist. We don't have a vaccine yet. So if you got an herbal remedy, or do the best that you can with what you have right now. So all these people that are complaining and arguing about trusting the CDC and trusting the WHO, and no, you can't because nobody has an answer to this virus. And this is why you have to take an economic approach to it too, because it's shutting down all of these production industries. There are no artists performing. There's no professional sports, guys. You know how much money one professional sports game generates in any of the genres? Millions every night. Nothing is happening. Everything's at a standstill. Yet the government is still printing money. That's called hyperinflation. So it's important that you understand that. So when I talk about production costs, and I want to kind of disambiguate any general term that I'm using, the opportunity costs of using labor, capital, land, and entrepreneurship in the production of goods and services. So production cost is important to supply. So that means how much the demand is going to determine the price because I have to use the elements of labor, capital, and land to create that product and then condense it into an overall suggested price. So we get to inequality. Now we have scarcity, right? We have subjectivity, right? Then we go into any inequality. Things are intentionally, products, goods, and services, guys, are intentionally made unequal because life is not fair. When it comes to economics, life is not fair. I'm not talking about general. I'm talking about specifically economics. Resources, goods, services, income, and wealth are not equally distributed. And that's intentional because if I can keep you at a certain level, I can control your want. And if I can control your want, I can force you to make your wants a need. So stuff that you normally just need, a necessity, you'll go above and beyond and spend more money than you should in order to perpetuate my wealth. That's what happens to us. So inequality, when I talk about income, is revenue earned or received by households that can be used for consumption or saving. So for the aggregate economy, earned income is termed national income, while received income is termed personal income. So the key is that income for the aggregate economy is generated in the production of goods and services. Now, what does the term aggregate mean? Because it's not a common term. It's denoting the total supply or demand for goods and services in an economy at a particular time. So this is what the totality of those goods and services that are dictated by the demand, the absolute want and need for that particular product or service. Then we deal in wealth. And that's the net ownership of material possessions and productive resources. In other words, the difference between physical and financial assets that you own and the liabilities that you own. Now, when we deal in equality, we made things unequal, right? We got to go to competition. Now, this is a key and critical element in understanding economics and how we as future business owners and present day business owners have to grasp. Competition is good. I'm gonna say that once again. Competition is good. We got YouTube, right? YouTube is a commodity. People make money on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like my man SANETER. SANETER got more haters than he can count. Why you got to compete against SANETER? The competition only gonna make SANETER and you better. So why would you want to shut his channel down and do? That's crazy. This is an industry. So when you got a platform like SANETER, he opens the platform for other people to have the same opportunity to make the industry even stronger. Okay, that's the importance. You got to have an open mind. We playing chess. We not playing checkers. Sometimes you got to sacrifice the queen to go after the king. Sometimes it works like that. You never know. That's the importance of competition. So competition is good. Competitive markets promote efficiency. So competition among buyers in search of products and competition among sellers in search of buyers. It brings out the best in both and in the economy. Let me give you an example. Let's say you buy a McDonald's. It's a franchise, right? Now, McDonald's is popular. You're buying the franchise because the brand is popular. A lot of people don't know McDonald's is a real estate investment trust. It's a REIT. It's not a restaurant. The restaurant is an afterthought. You're buying real estate. So they're exchanging real estate for money. So you get the franchise, which has all the prefabricated material. It has the food and all that other kind of stuff, the procedures and all that kind of stuff. But you're really investing in real estate. Okay? If I bought a McDonald's, what you think the next thing I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look at the radius of where I'm putting the McDonald's, and either across the street or down the block, I'm gonna put a Burger King. Then when I have the McDonald's and Burger King, guess what I just did? I control your choice. You may not like McDonald's, but you're gonna take your ass to Burger King. And just in case you're getting fancy on them, I'm gonna open up a Wendy's. Then I'll open up a Hardee's. It's called monopolizing the market. You want to corner the market with competition because competition stimulates purchasing. You want to own the purchasing power. So we as Black people don't need to compete and hate on each other. We need to promote each other on an equal level so that we control and own the industry. So if I was a guru, let's say I'm a financial specialist, and I know that, let's say Brother Garfield, he's in finance. Why would I talk bad about Garfield when he's in the same industry I'm in? He might not be doing exactly what I do, but he's in the industry of finance. So his success is my success too. That's important. If I'm a YouTube influencer and a journalist like SANETER, if I was the same thing, why would I tear down his platform when his platform is the barometer for success? And all I gotta do is promote his platform to promote mine. It only makes sense. So when in competition, you look at a market. So it's the organized exchange of commodities, goods, services, or resources. That's what a commodity is. And you exchange it in an organized way. That means you take in risks, but they're calculated risks. You already know what you stand to lose. It ain't just a blind, I hope this works. No, you know it works and you know what you're gonna lose. So that's between buyers and sellers with a specific geographic area and during a given period of time. If I'm a Black nationalist that's in business, of course I'm gonna sell country western boots to people in Oklahoma. I don't care if I don't like white folks. I'm selling what they want because that's what's happening to you. You think these white major companies care about you when they sell you the Jordans? No. It ain't that personal. I'm making the money. I'm feeding my kids. I don't care personally about what goes on with you. When you got, God forbid, anybody in your family got coronavirus. But tell you what, when you take yourself to that hospital, you don't know if that doctor's racist or not. All you know is you hope he's willing to save the life of your loved one or you. So at that moment, it don't matter. At that moment, it don't matter because the doctor is being paid to save your life. He ain't doing it for free now. He's getting paid to save your life. So the money is going to rule over any of his personal beliefs because he know he got to make the money. That's what's important. So when we talk about a market, you got to understand that markets are the exchange between buyers who want a good, that's the demand, and of the market, and the sellers who have it, the supply. Now it's all about efficiency. Once we got that understanding and we understand competition at its core, we got to be efficient about it. So that's obtaining the most possible satisfaction from a given amount of resources. So efficiency for our economy is achieved when we cannot increase our satisfaction of wants and needs by protecting more of one good and less of another. This is one of the 5 economic goals, okay? Specifically, one of the 2 micro goals, the other being equity, okay? So the efficiency is important because the efficiency perpetuates the wealth. You ever notice people will say, hey, I want you to join my mentorship club. It's only $9 a month. Guess what a club investment is? Netflix. Netflix tells you to pay $17 a month. You're like, man, I'm only paying $17 and I get all of this. But guess what? You're not the only one doing it. It's 12 months in a year. So if 10 people do 12 months in a year, that's 120 people buying that $17.99. That's called automation. That's how you scale a business down. That's how you make a repeat customer, even though they don't know they're a repeat customer. Every month that you renew at a net 30 pace, that's every 30 days, you just became a new customer all over again. That's what the light company do to you. That's why you pay for your gas. That's why the landlord give you a year lease or the mortgage company give you a 30-year mortgage because you just turned into 12 people into one. Because that landlord know for 12 months, he got that money coming up out of you. So that year lease is a security to the apartment that you temporarily possess. But the efficient part of it is that landlord is making money based on automation. Now, if you got a building and each person equals 12 and you got 10 people in this building, you got 120 people per capita. So your rent is increased by 120%. And all you did was buy a building and invest in it and made it a rental building, and you capitalized on the potential of the funds because of efficiency within the market of real estate, specifically rental property. So in competition, we talk about the economy and being economic. I want it to sink in. A resource with an available quantity. I got a bunch of them now. That's what I'm saying. Less than its desired use. So I got a bunch of them in storage, but I'm going to just trickle it out a little bit because I got to keep my demand high. And that's why you see sometimes for a limited time only. Scarce resources are also called factors of production. So scarce goods are also termed economic goods. Scarce resources are used to produce scarce goods, like the more general society-wide condition of scarcity. So a given resource is scarce because it has a limited availability in combination with a greater, potentially unlimited productive use. So it's both of these that make it scarce. In other words, even though an item is quite limited, right? It will not be a scarce resource if it has a few, if any, uses. All right. And lastly, but not leastly, complexity. This is the last element right here. There is more than meets the eye. The world is a complex beast on purpose. On purpose. So society has millions of people interacting in production, consumption, and allocation services. Every action, every purchase, every production, every sale has several effects. Some effects are intended and obvious, others are unintended and more subtle. An action that may be good for one person may be just as bad for the other. So in closing, I want to explain this. What did I say this and why is this correlative to the coronavirus? This pandemic is the most prolific pandemic since the bubonic plague. And why is it? Because there is no direct solution for it. It has only been given preventative measures. So in light of that and the ignorance, and we talked about ignorance in this presentation, the government is playing on ignorance. So they're shutting the country down because they don't want to incur any financial loss. Because if people get sick, they can't go to work. And if they can't go to work, the business companies don't make no money. And if the business and companies don't make any money, they can't pay any taxes. And if they can't pay any taxes, the government can't get taxes on the money they're renting out to you. You're renting money. When you get a paycheck, that ain't your money. You're borrowing it. That's why they tax you for using it. But that's the only way you're gonna get a service or a good. What makes the US dollar so powerful is the petrodollar. Look that up, guys. The petrodollar is what pushes the sale of oil across the entire world. The oil is the number one commodity next to coffee in the world. Coffee and oil is nothing trades better than coffee and oil. So all of this is premeditated. So they're extending these quarantines intentionally in order to hit the reset button financially. What that means to you is this is the greatest opportunity to become wealthy. Plane tickets that were $200 each way are $45, $35. Have you checked? Now, they're using the same plane fuel. They got the same plane. They got the same employees. They're empty planes flying in the sky right now with nobody in them. They're just flying their schedule, burning up gas because that's the nature of the economy. The airline industry ain't shut down. The airline industry still has to operate because they're going to get bailed out. They already got bailed out. Banks are still operating. You still using your debit card. Ain't nothing shut down because they got to operate for the rental and usage of the United States dollar, legal tender. So it's best that you set up a corporate entity operating your corporate capacity. Stop putting things in your name. Stop feeling like you got to own something. If you possess it, if I possess a car and I got the keys, the car belongs to me. I don't care if the car's in my company's name. It's my car. I got the keys. It's an object. You ain't got to get emotionally attached to it anyway. It's all about appreciation and depreciation. So I put this out there because I think it's very vital that even though we're going through this troubling time, even though our life is in the mix, okay, even though we're losing loved ones and things seem bleak, we have an opportunity to change the course of our family. And I really want everybody to understand that. And economics is a complex situation. So I tried to condense it the best that I can. So if anybody has questions or concern, I'll gladly answer it to the best of my ability. So sorry, that's just what I wanted to put out there, and I hope I was informative enough.
All right. All right. Testing. I want to say, man, wow, that was definitely impressive, brother. You was dropping a lot of gems, man. And I know that people love this presentation. Family, can y'all please thumb up the video so we could get these out? Right now, it's the best time if y'all haven't already checked out my brother, Dr. Reggie's city sovereignty plan. I think that's what it's called, brother. My brother, Dr. Reggie. Throw that link up in there again. How to take over cities and stuff like that. That coincide with everything that we doing as well. So y'all need to click on that and check that out. Brother Khonsu, excellent, excellent job, my brother.
Oh, no
And
doubt,
so
man.
I'm waiting on the callers to call in because I know they got some questions. Can y'all throw that number up in there if y'all have the number? There go that link right there that Brother Reggie is throwing in too. So let's throw the number in there and let's call this brother. Let's call him. Let's ask him some real serious questions. Let me ask you a question though, Khonsu, because I
Yes, sir.
don't know where you stand at. And you know, because everybody have their own way of looking at this whole corona thing.
Mhm.
What is your stance as far as the coronavirus? Do you think this is man-made or do you think is, you know, natural causes? What is your stance on this right here, brother?
Well, right now, I think it's a combination of two. I think it's a
Uh-huh.
combination of both sides. I think that in natural wise, I think that the overconsumption of the planet, the disregard of the harmony we have as beings on this planet, the planet is looking at, and I don't mean it's like the planet is thinking, but the planet is treating us like a parasite because we used up a lot of the natural resources on the planet. So quite naturally, that's eventually going to happen. Species die all the time and become extinct in in evolution. It's just eventually it's going to be our turn. There won't be any humans here.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
How
Peace,
you doing,
man.
sir?
Brother, you got the
Man
link.
made
You should have been
influence.
in here, brother.
It's definitely
Oh yeah. I just put my page up there, my YouTube channel. I just made it. I just put it out there.
Oh, okay.
So
You got the link. If you want to click on, you can come right in. This is Brother Ngozi in the building, y'all.
peace and love, man. Peace and love to the family, brother Khonsu, man. You're doing an excellent job breaking it down. Team Osiris on the horizon, man.
You already.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yo, do you have the you got the link, Brother Ngozi? You want to come in or you want to just talk on the phone right now?
I can talk on the phone, and then after that, if you want me to do my show with you, I can come on through the link through my YouTube channel.
Okay, that's beautiful. So yeah, what do you think about what you heard, man, from your brother, man, dropping his information?
Man, that's Khonsu. That's Team Osiris. That's the elder, bro. So it's like, yo, yeah, he do this all the time. What he doing is on point and it's legit. You know what I'm saying? He follow a proper economic structure. He knows the structure. He follows the methodology that he's supposed to. I mean, his delivery was off the chain. So I'm really thankful for Brother Khonsu and for being able to deliver the message to the people so we can get more involved in understanding economics.
Hit him with a question, man. Bring it out. Bring some more out of him. Give him a question, Brother Ngozi, so he can bring out some more information, brother.
Oh man, I know the concept was supposed to be about masonry. I don't want to change the subject, you know what I'm saying? Because I know the subject was supposed to be.
I'm talking about hit him with a question pertaining to the topic, dealing with economics. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Don't change the topic, because yeah, we on this right here.
It's hard for me to ask my brother a question. I mean, economically, man. I mean, you know about tax write-offs and different things, man. So what do you feel about, I heard you break down taxes and everything, and I want to ask you, is there a way, we're dealing with economics, you know, you got a lot of people that believe in the sovereign movement. So is there a way of dealing with sovereignty for real without actually paying taxes in this corporation that we call America? Is there a way to sink past that's delivered from the corporation that we live in called America?
Most definitely, man. Most definitely there's a way to do that. It's called a tax shelter. If you operate in a corporate capacity, you don't have to change your nationality. You don't have to do any of that. You just have to understand tax law. And in understanding tax law, create a corporate entity to tax shelter the use of commerce. You know, when you're in commerce, you do have certain benefits that shelter you from being taxed. And rightfully so, because the US dollar doesn't belong to you. You're using it as a citizen of the United States. You're renting and loaning money in an economic system that doesn't belong to you. Since the War and Powers Act of 1736, we agreed that we would put government in a parental role and make us citizens as 15th Amendment citizens. We agreed to that. So because we agreed to that, and because us that are chattel slaves, that were chattel slaves, and we were enslaved, we became three. Our vote became 3/5 of a vote, and we were treated as 3/5 of human beings. So, in understanding that, that's why we're behind the eight ball and Goldie. That's why, because we don't understand corporate interface. If I operated as an LLC, all the debt would fall on my LLC. It wouldn't fall on me because I don't own anything. I don't own anything, but I control everything. I don't need to own anything. For what?
Wow, powerful, brother.
So basically, the idea of owning anything.
Hey, brother, Goldie, time out for 1 minute. I got to shout out my elder, man. I got to shout out my elder. He in the building. Shout out to Baba Heru. He's listening to you, brother Khonsu. He's listening to this information, and he got a business. So, I mean, I know he could add on to this conversation, but shout out to Baba Heru. They call, some people know him in the hood as the Unk Man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my elder, man. He in the building right now. That's love. I love to see my elder in there. Go ahead, my brother and Goldie. I'm sorry about that, brother.
No, that's powerful. And Uja Saneb to the elder, Baba Heru. Uja Saneb, brother.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say, so basically owning or dealing with penmanship and owning things, we shouldn't go for owning things. We should go for, so owning things is out of the thing. Real sovereignty is not owning things. You want to be able to deal with things with putting it on the LLC instead of putting it on your direct name or your direct penmanship, right?
That's correct. Because you want to create a trust. Powerful. You want to create a trust, and you want to establish the res of a trust, which is the equity in the trust. And you want to be able to bequeath those things by protecting it against probate, taxation, by not putting your namesake on it. Because when you put your namesake on it, it becomes a liability and it becomes a debt against you. But your corporate entity,
and it falls on you.
It falls on you. And one prerequisite that one should understand: we have bankruptcy in this country, bro. We got bankruptcy. Yeah, I'm not paying no bills. Why would I pay a bill? How can I pay a bill with a non-bill? How am I gonna pay a bill with $1 that ain't a bill? That don't even make no sense. Why would I do that? No, I'm gonna go into debt. I'm gonna use my bankruptcy, Chapter 11, and I'm gonna keep it moving. Because the business that I bankrupt with, they gonna get a bailout anyway. It's called a write-off. When you look on your credit report and it says write-off, that's because they got bailed out. You a business expense when you don't pay them.
Yeah, we hear you, and Goldie, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was saying this is the real sovereignty. So you don't want nothing to fall on you. Owning things actually goes to a stance. It collapses. Once everything falls out, you invested your name and your title on things, so it all falls on you. But if you're dealing with your LLC, this is real sovereignty. You're just passing by. And this is what the rich billionaires do. Yes, I like that. That's how the billionaires think, and the trillionaires out there. They don't own anything. Once you own things, once everything falls, you fall. So it all falls on you. So why take that? Put the title out there, put your name out there, and ownership. And once you lose everything, you completely lose everything. But when you don't have yourself involved in it with your penmanship, basically, and you use your LLC, you can move free.
Yes.
Without being in debt to anybody.
And the further protective, you create a holding company. You create a holding company that only holds assets. It's a business account that only holds the assets. You give 51% of the ownership of your company to the holding company. Now, guess what that makes you? An S corp, and you become the employee of that S corp because the holding company actually owns it, and now you pay yourself a salary. So now you can actually hide legally how much money you make a year, which changes your tax bracket. So I can list I make $40,000 a year, but I may be making $140,000 a year. And as long as I have it invested in holding companies, you can't trace no taxation back to me. And that's what the wealthy do. You don't have, why do I need to own anything? For what? It's going to depreciate. Everything has depreciation. So I'm going to use appreciation and leverage my credit with debt. Debt is your friend. You want debt to be perpetuated through collateral. Instead of buying a house with credit, buy a house with collateral. You're going to see a whole different game.
Tawada. Did I say it right? Tawada?
Say that again.
Tawada. Tawada. I'm saying it to you. Tawada. Did I say it right? Tawada. Thank you.
Yes, you did say it.
Okay. Oh, all right. That's what's up. I'm learning different languages, man. I'm trying to get this thing right, man.
So I want to say one. I wanted to ask the brother one thing because I got my views. I got my views on the coronavirus too.
Yes.
And I want the world. So I want to ask you: do you feel that what's going on right now with this, with this quarantine and different things, that ultimately the system that we live in is broken. It's always been broken. Do you feel that this is a reset? And overall, it's a global underground or a global agenda to allow people to allow some form of depopulation, and also resetting the system by letting these old businesses that was almost out the door collapse completely, so they can reset them and create another form of currency dealing with it.
That is 100,000%.
Yes, I was going to say that. I definitely agree with the question. You done answered it. You know better. You already know it. You know it, brother. But I also said, let me tell you what I said to Brother Rabon. I think I said this to him yesterday. And I said, brother, I'm getting ready to hit you with some conspiracy shit. Here you go, right? But I said, just think about it, because all conspiracies are not wrongs. A lot of them was right. And I said to him, I know he's going to say it's a conspiracy, but I said, brother, just think about it. What if they keeping us locked in the house? And we was talking about the World Trade Center. I said, you seen them bombs exploding in the World Trade Center. Going down, boom, boom. What if they setting stuff up and we don't even know what's going on? We in the house. I'm not saying that they could be doing that, but I'm quite sure something is going on at the same time they keeping us locked down in the house, away from everything. You see what I'm saying? So I don't trust in the government like that, brother. Be aware of something coming up maybe 10 years from now, because they planning it now. And what this government does is they plan their shit for like maybe 10 years or 20 years later on. And so that's all I'm saying. A lot of people like to say, oh, come on, Saul, this is crazy. Brother, what they do is crazy. I agree. But that's all I'm saying.
Let me just say this. When we understand the science and when we understand, like we understand economics, right? To be honest with you, I feel the same thing that you feel. I feel that it's not a black and white thing. Right. I want to just say that publicly. Right. The system don't give a damn about nobody. They never did. They didn't enslave you because you was black. They enslaved people because they wanted people to deal with the labor, because the natives immune systems was weak and they were killing themselves. So they couldn't really control the natives like they could to the Africans that was already pre-exposed to the diseases that they already had through the Black Plague. And we were already immune to things, so we were able to deal with labor better. It wasn't because you was black. That's the game. So they really don't. It's not a black and white thing. I also believe, and I also know, I know people with the coronavirus, and I know these people that I know with it who had bad health care, the doctors turned their ass right back around. And in some cases, some people got worse and some people didn't. The way they're handling this is irresponsible. They're trying to do it. If you don't have, a lot of us have poor health care. And if you have poor health care, plus we have underlying conditions, they make it appear as if the African Americans or the Africans is the fall guy or the face of it. But you got to look at those statuses and look at the brackets of what they're really saying, because we make up of the minority overall in each state that has it. And within a minority group population of setting, it appears to be high, but we're not the actual face for it. So systematically, they're playing this little game for people to think that it's a racist thing, or for people to think that it's but that's bullshit. The system don't care about no. They're trying, and I believe this. Looking at what Bill Gates did, they're trying to. I'm not saying that they created in the lab. I know that they're handling it irresponsibly. Now, what I doubt that they created in the lab, I don't put shit past the system.
That's right.
I don't put shit past the system that did shit to my people for the last 500 years. I'm not putting shit past them. I know for a fact I have relatives that have been experimenting on with doctors, and they gave them vaccine, the side effects that happen with people. With me understanding working in a pharmacy before the claim of the Oxycontin thing that I tell everybody about, Khonsu's aware of it.
Yeah.
I see the meds and different things that they put together before they put it out there. So what I'm saying is that I wouldn't put my faith in a system that's really driven by a machine. And the machine is driven by selfish people that's actually ultimately careless. That's what people fail to realize.
That's right.
So, you know,
let me say this
I'm with you, sir.
Let me say this real quick. For the people that thinks SANETER feel that this corona thing is not real, nobody never heard me say that. Nobody can never pull up any video of me saying this corona thing is not real. What I'm saying is this thing is very real. How do I know? Because it affects me and my family. It's in my family right now. I just don't come on and tell all my goddamn business. This shit is close to home. You feel me? Well, it's in my family. What I'm saying is I don't trust in the government, and I believe that they are doing something to add on to this shit. That's simply, Simple what I'm talking about. I don't know why people is all up in a bunch because I'm saying that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this shit is very real, and this shit is really killing our people. But I believe it's with the help of, you know, and I ain't gonna keep saying it because people keep saying, "Be careful what you saying." You know what I'm talking about. I think it's being helped. That's all, and I got every right to feel that way, knowing that the history that these beasts have always been playing on us. You know?
That's the truth.
Right.
Check this out.
We can't.
Oh, yeah, let me see something. Let me throw this up right quick and go in on this and go, oh no, you ain't watching. But I want Khonsu to look at this right here, what I'm throwing in the chat. Take a look at this. This shit happens every 100 years. Every 100 years, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Okay, you see it and goes? I mean, Khonsu?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Take a look at it. Every 100 years, this is what they plan. This shit is not a coincidence, brother.
Wow.
It's not a coincidence. Wow. Now, I'm
going
to show you something else.
In Goldie, it says 1720. It was a plague. 1820, the cholera plague. 1920, the Spanish flu. 2020, the coronavirus.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like I say, I mean, I'm not knocking what SARS putting out there because I don't trust in this system completely. I see the shit that they do, and if anybody pretend like they do something wrong with you, especially being an African.
Oh wow.
Over here.
Wow.
Yeah, look at this. This is what they was doing back then. This ain't nothing different. Look at it. Now, this one is telling you wear a mask or go to jail. They doing the same thing they do. History have a way of repeating itself. These people was walking the streets in the 1820s with the same thing going on, with this plague stuff going on.
Wow.
You see? So I could go on and show you how this thing was going down. I'm gonna show you another one. Watch this. Check this out. So when people say, don't wear a mask, bruh, this shit is real. It's serious. But I also, like I said, I'm gonna keep on going with this hit here is being helped, is being aid, and they will kill thousands of them to get to the bottom line of what they're trying to get to. That's all I'm saying, bro. I'm not saying this joint is fake. That's why it's important for us, brother Ngozi and Khonsu, to hear all sides. So what? You gotta hear the conspiracies too. You gotta hear all sides. Look at this right here, brother Khonsu. Look at them, putting them in the ambulance, covering their nose, covering their face, showing you that there's a pandemic going on.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So there's all sides. You can't just take one damn side and say, well, this is it. This is the problem.
Wow, that's primary. I mean, that's evidence right there.
Yeah, let me show you another one. I'm gonna show you another one doing the same thing we doing, but this time she just didn't have the internet. You know what I'm saying? She ain't have the internet. What did she have? Well, this what she had. And she was getting the message out through what? Her typewriter. But she said, you know what? Let me put on my mask while I'm typing. So she even had to put on her mask, brother, while she was in the lab doing what she had to do to be safe. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this shit is real.
Hey, Ty, I don't know if you had, I think it came out through Daily Mail. You remember the black doctor, the black doctor who was trying to help create the vaccination?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen an article where it said that she kind of put out there publicly that they're allowing black people to die on purpose. Did you see that?
Hold on, not the sister I threw up, right?
No, the doctor that was trying to work on helping create a vaccination.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, because I did a show on her. Is her name Kisma?
I think her name's Kisma, yeah, the black woman.
Yeah, I did a show with her.
Oh, wow.
Now, hold on.
I didn't know that.
Hold on for 1 minute, Ngozi. I didn't see that, but hold on for 1 minute. Look at this right here, brother Khonsu. Look at it.
Wow. These
are two women walking down the street, got their face covered up and everything. This is in 1919, the pandemic. No. Yeah, it was written in 1869. Written during 1919, the pandemic. Yes. History repeats itself. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, bro, this shit is real. It just have a way of repeating it. This European, this white man, always plans these things. This is what I'm trying to tell the people. But go ahead, brother, and go. You said something that caught my attention. Go ahead, brother.
I don't know if you guys can check it out. If you're on your computer or console, if you get a chance, type up head leading scientist that was responsible for trying to help create the vaccination, expose the system or expose the medical industry for allowing black people to die. I don't know if you guys get a chance, man, look it up.
Well, I gotta go look that up because at one point they were saying this sister's not for black people and she hate black people and she hate black men. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So she will put her life. So
crazy.
now she putting her life on the line for black people to save black people. Now what y'all got to say about that? You see what I'm talking about? Whenever
put it out there, yo.
Yeah, whenever is a black woman that will come, because it's not a white man or a Chinese man or a Chinese woman, I guarantee you. And Gozy, if you go and look at my show on Black News 102, where I highlighted this sister that you talking about, brother, she was being slandered by black men, brother, by a lot of black men. And a lot of them was Hebrew Israelites. I ain't gonna front. A lot of them was Hebrew Israelite men calling her a bed witch and all that, bro. A bed witch. Because I said, here's a black woman that's coming to save the world. And so when I said that, man, listen, they went off on that sister.
They got the nigger syndrome, man. That's what we suffer from.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
I think it goes. Went out.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there you
go. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I gotta look into that, man.
I just want to put that out there. I want people to look into that. And also, don't think because Africa, they're not talking about Africa and what's going on. A lot of people on the continent is dying too. If a lot of people know me, I have a strong connection to the Somali community and people in Sudan, and also family members that is a full of descent that still reside amongst the Sahelian region. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of people dying, but they're not putting it out there publicly because Africa has poor health care. This shit is a fact. Yeah, I mean, I know you guys seen that when they wanted to try to test the Africans with the vaccination that they was trying to formulate. They wanted or sequence their genes to see what the behavior patterns is.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is the system is the system. You can't defend these motherfuckers, yo. It is what it is.
All right. Oh man. All right. Hey, thank you, brother Ngozi. I want to get some more callers. They trying to call in. The phones is lighting up.
Okay, God. Peace, God. Peace.
All right. Peace to you, my brother.
All right, Ngozi, bro. I'll talk to you later.
All right. I see you, Dr. Reggie. I will get you next. But let me get this sister real quick. She's been calling in.
Shalom.
Peace and black power to you, my sister. How you doing? Sister Nepal in the building, y'all.
Shalom, SANETER.
I said peace and black power. That's my
peace and black power. So the water. Yeah, peace and black power
means. Well, shalom to you too, sister. It's all good.
Yeah. Peace and black power. Much love to the family. Peace to the brother Khonsu. You're doing your thing.
What's up, sis? What's happening?
Now, Sister Nepal, before you go in, before you start, I want to let the people know a little something about you. See, a lot of y'all see this queen right here. Y'all see this sister come in, but do y'all have the slightest idea of what this sister does behind the scene when she's not on YouTube? I know Khonsu know. What she do, Khonsu? What she do, Khonsu?
She brings life into the world, man. She's a
Thank you. Man. She brings babies into the world, y'all. Did y'all know that? See, y'all don't be knowing these things. Talk a little bit about that, my sister.
Well, I don't want to take the show over. This is constant, but I will say I do definitely help our sisters birth and bring forth life, and we do need to focus on a lot of that right now because a lot of our people in general don't want to go to the hospital. They do not want to go to the hospital.
Right.
They want to go back to having their children in natural, safe environments, because I can go on and on. One person, I'm not going to say the brother's name, but he's well known and he calls himself a doctor. He actually was on a platform saying that he was mocking home birth and he was mocking home birth saying, why would you not want to go to a hospital? Why would you want to have a child in a dirty house? And so, yeah, that is a whole different.
Why would it? Why do it have to be a dirty house? How do he know it's a dirty house?
Thank you, SANETER. Thank you, SANETER. So, yeah, definitely we will talk about that. I would love to talk to the family about bringing forth life. But I do need to ask my brother Khonsu a question.
Go ahead. Keep it on the topic. Let's bring it back to the topic. Go ahead.
100%. So you always give so much great, valuable information. And by the way, I know you know this, SANETER, some people out there know this too, but some of you don't know. People pay for this information from this brother. Mm-hmm. So this is something he's sharing with us as a family. So thank you for that, brother, for your philanthropy.
No doubt.
We're on the topic of finance and we're on the topic of technology. Can you please talk to us about the currency, the new currency, the cryptocurrency and the blockchain? Because you said, you really made it clear that, this fiat currency is not really ours. It's worthless. So talk to us, please, about this new type of currency that many of us know about, but many of us don't know about. And I can drop off after asking that question.
All right.
Or I can hang on. I don't want to tie the lines for the rest of the brothers and sisters, but much love to you, SANETER. Much love and respect and much love to Khonsu and the family. Shalom. I'm sorry. Peace and black power and shalom.
Black power.
And I'll praise to the Most High. Bye.
All right. Peace, sister. Go ahead, brother Khonsu. That's a good question.
Yeah. When it comes to the cryptocurrency, it's an alternative means of currency. It's a means of currency that cannot be traced and sequestered. What I mean is isolated, like the US dollar. So there's no tax put on cryptocurrency. That's what makes it very flexible and makes it resilient. And it's a way to add to your financial portfolio. It's not the end all be all, but it's another way to allocate wealth. Now, what makes the cryptocurrency work is blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is an encryption program that encrypts the way the dollars are transferred. So little blips change each time that dollar is moved, so it cannot be traced and stolen and things of that nature. And it's becoming bigger and bigger. And I would advise anyone that invests in long-term investment to invest in cryptocurrency. Just invest. The only thing I would say is be careful of investing in these new crypto coins because they can be very fraudulent. There's a term called pump and dump. You have a group of investors, they'll pump up a coin, they'll show you the white paper, oh, it's awesome. And then when enough people invest in it, they snatch the platform, shut it down, and run with everybody's money. So when you got Bitcoin, when you got Litecoin, when you got Ethereum coin, these are coins that are established that you can invest in over a long period of time. So you invest some money.
Sister Judy Jones would like to know, is crypto backed by gold?
No. Crypto is not backed by gold. No. It's totally digital. It's a byproduct of blockchain.
All right. Peace and black power, family. What's your name? Where you calling from?
It's Brother Reggie. Peace, SANETER.
Peace, Dr.
Hey,
Reggie.
what up,
man?
Reggie? What up, man? What up?
I'm doing fine. Let everybody know Khonsu is one of the super giants, right? So in this community, when it comes to accurate, well thought out information, right? Well researched information.
Oh, thank you, Reggie. That means a lot coming from you, bro. That means a lot.
The next SANETER TV Awards for best researcher may have to go to Brother Khonsu.
Oh man, no. Why you putting pressure on me like that, man? Oh man.
Well.
Phew. Oh man, I hope we didn't lose. Did we lose, Sa? Did I take over Sa's show? Oh man, it looked like we lost SANETER. Let me see. I'm the only one here. I guess I'm gonna have to keep y'all in the same. Hello? You there, Reg?
Oh,
yeah,
Real
Reg, are
G.
you there? Who is that?
Yo, damn, hold on.
Hey man.
Hold on, I made a mistake because
That's okay.
get him back in here.
Hey, what's up? I heard somebody say Chi-Town.
Yeah, yeah,
in
Reggie.
the building, y'all.
Reggie, you back?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Roughly in
I said,
1971.
Reggie, you putting pressure on me, man, with that SANETER award. You putting pressure on the kid, man.
I know it's what the people vote for. That's not pressure. You just continue to do the work. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in 1971, the United States ended the convertibility of the dollar to the gold.
Facts.
Right. So they ended the gold standard. Right.
That's
so so then and later on in the 70s, what they did is they created what Brother Khonsu says is the petrodollar. So the way they did that was you can only buy and sell oil in U.S. dollars. There are more $100 bills in foreign nations than there are circulating in the United States.
That's right.
There are more $100 bills, in Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and other countries, even in China and Russia, than there is in the United States. In the United States, we deal with $10, $20, $50, occasional $100. But in the other, Saudi Arabia, they just deal with straight $100 because that's how you buy and sell oil, right? And so oil, but the problem is oil just went negative. So oil is not as worth as it used to be a barrel, right? It went negative, but how can I say, we as a consumer still have to pay. So the importance of this show, there's a number of important things about the show. This economy in this time period, right, that's already planned is resetting. So the government is printing out as much money as it possibly can. It's turning on its printing machine. It's just printing out pretty paper, right? To give you money so that you can feel like you have money, but in the next 4 or 5 years, if not in the next 2 years, the whole system is going to change to a digital economy, right? So the problem is okay. So let's say I buy something for $500,000, like a house, right? That money has to settle. Some bank has to bring $500,000 to another bank. They're not doing that anymore. They want to settle it digitally. So we are talking about digital currency. But Brother Khonsu, what you so I just need the input. So what you outlined is how white folks and a few other people who know about managing money manage money, right? Personally, right?
Mm-hmm.
The same thing that you said applies to taking over cities, right?
That's right. That's right.
What I mean by this is money is worthless. It's really power, right?
That's right.
So money has nothing to do with it. When you're leasing a car and stuff like that, you got an LLC. LLC is just power. It's showing you that you can control assets. That's what an LLC does, control assets. Our biggest, what the Europeans have learned in America, everybody else, take a city. Cities create laws. Laws control the economics. They control the economics around the goods and services, and they control education and policing and everything else, right? Mm-hmm. So we need to take the cities, and then we need to, by vote, all we got to do to take a city is really find a candidate that we can agree on and then vote for them, right? That's all we got to do to take a city. Right. And then find candidates. We're too goddamn lazy to do that, Khonsu. So to do what you're saying, to build the LLC and to do all of that, right? That's just too hard. Because it's not too hard, but, we need real education. So family, look, keep listening to Brother Khonsu when it comes to economics, and he is going to chin check some people on some books that they wrote. Him and Netanyahu. I heard about that PowerPoint, Khonsu, that you got on North.
Damn, you got a PowerPoint ready, Khonsu?
Yeah,
you got a PowerPoint on North Sud City, right? And Ned was telling me, Brother Reggie, you ain't never seen nothing like that. So it's just a number of plagiaristic type of things that unfortunately people can't escape from. But that's besides the point. Download my Black City plan. I'm revising it. It's a free copy. Download it. Thank you, SANETER, for your support. And we'd like to hear some more. I'll stay on the line and listen. Peace.
All right, peace. I'm gonna bring in somebody right quick. That's
thank you, Dr. Reggie. Thank you, brother.
I'm gonna bring in them. I'm gonna bring in somebody that's a master when it comes to this what we are talking about, pertaining to the same subject. So we're gonna bring in somebody that's powerful. I hope he pick up. I haven't spoken to this brother in a minute.
Hello.
Oh, my brother. How you doing, man? You picked up, man.
Hey, how's it going, big brother?
Hey, I want to let you know, brother, that first of all, I want to tell you that we are live right now, and we got 717 people listening to us, and we are on the topic of, because a sister wrote that she wanted to know about the currency. What can you tell us right now about what's going on with this currency market right now? Do you got any new information for us, my brother?
I mean, right now, the price of Bitcoin has been pretty stable. As far as other foreign currencies, the United States prints money. Like, we think that when they tell us there's not enough money, as if somehow they have to get it from a bank somewhere. But literally, the Reserve Bank creates money out of thin air. So like now with all this stimulus money, people are like, where is this coming from? Literally, our government is able to work with the Reserve Bank to actually create money. So the US dollar is being printed, not physically, but they just add more zeros on a computer. So I think some of these things about why we can't get reparations, it's always been a lie. They could create the money. That's why they pay for wars. They actually, it doesn't even matter how much the war costs. They always have the money for. Why? Because they're the ones printing the money. And as long as the rest of the world believes in the U.S. dollar, that's the connection to white supremacy and money. Because black people think so little of themselves, they think so little of their own currency. So you go to Africa where they got diamonds and gold, but their currencies are worth almost nothing. Well, they still worship Europeans. So they think their money's better than theirs, even though they have all those resources. So in a real way, the United States government can produce money for whatever it wants to. In this case, they're really using this crisis to make their friends even richer, because the only people getting the big stimulus money are the people who are well-connected and powerful already. So this is just another, bank robbery almost.
Hey, brother Khonsu, you got a question for the brother? This brother, he masters into the currency, the Bitcoin and stuff like that. Do you have any question you would like to ask him pertaining to that?
No, I just support what he's saying. He's dead on. I mentioned it earlier that the government is and you said it, Sir. This is intentional. It started since we let go the Bretton Woods system in 1971. When we let go the Bretton Woods system that Dr. Reggie was talking about, the dollar became intrinsic. And that means that people were willing to exchange a service or good, but it didn't have any value. So what's happening is our government is printing money. And I say that loosely because they want to hyperinflate the dollar in order to reset its value through IMF and distribution. So cryptocurrency is, of course, very stable depending upon if it's a blue chip currency like the Bitcoin and coins that have been established. It's very wise to diversify and invest in Bitcoin as a long-term investment, because the US dollar is done. It was done 30 years ago. It was actually done in 1971. It just took a little while. President Reagan kind of alluded to it when he tried to use his trickle economics. It was declining ever since then. And it started its major decline when we created greenbacks way back with Abraham Lincoln. So this US dollar has gradually been declining. It's no longer backed by a commodity. So now, like the brother said, brilliant. They literally add zeros to the ledger. They literally do that. It's just, they're not printing physical money because it will cost too much to compress wood and ink to actually print it. And that's the excuse they're trying to play So it looks like some type of labor cost and calories are being burned when making it. No, they're just hitting the button and it's they add a zero.
Right, there you go. Hey, brother Sinclair, I owe you a show,
Yes,
brother. I owe you a show. When you ready? You ready tomorrow morning? You know how we do.
Well, I'm actually sheltered in place in the Dominican Republic with my wife.
Oh,
so I'm
okay.
literally overseas, in Khonsu. So, we got a villa here. So we had a bunch of cancellations.
How is it over there, brother? How is it over there right now with this coronavirus thing? Is it bad over there as well?
Yeah, it's tough. So a lot of folks in Santo Domingo are from New York. They were coming. A lot of the Dominicans were coming back, and they had a lot of bad cases of corona in Santo Domingo. We're in the north part of the island, kind of near the country and the tourist places, and they've been hit because now there's no tourism. So especially the Haitian community. So we have a Haitian community that we've been working with and with the school. And it was like about 40 families that we're helping to get through this time because they have no income. And these are people who would normally had no problem to feed themselves because of tourism dollars. Well, now that the airports are shut down, there's no tourists. The first people who are hit hardest are the black folks here, and many of these Haitian folks and black Dominicans are the ones that need support. So
look at that.
One of our employees is a part of a church here, so we've been basically working with him with their Haitian community, and at least getting them plantains and beans and rice and a little meat just to get through. Every week we've been. If everybody helps out their own community, we think that it'll at least be a better thing. But there's not stimulus packages in these developing countries. There's nobody cutting the check.
Hey, Sinclair, me and you gonna do a show. I owe you a show. Whenever you ready, hit me up and we're gonna do something, my brother. You good. Don't even worry about it. I want you to know too, I also appreciate that that donation you sent my way. I seen it. You donated 200, I think. Was it 2 bills?
Yeah,
you donated to my GoFundMe, so I appreciate that. I owe you a show,
amazing.
brother. Thank you.
No, you priceless. You're a treasure, sir. No, you're amazing. Thank you.
Yes, I owe you a show, my brother. Yeah. No problem. And let me let you go, brother. I'm gonna let you go, and we're gonna catch up. All right, peace. Hey, family, I'm gonna let you know something too. Brother Khonsu, me and this sister had a nice little conversation today. Her name is Nepal. I'm gonna say it, Nepal. Yeah. And I said to her, because she know that Spanish real good. Yeah. So she's in the process of, teaching me certain things and certain words and how to get it in. So I said to her, and I thought about this. This is deep. I said, you know what? I never met, and I asked her, I said, who taught you Spanish? She said her grandmother and her grandfather, something like that, I think. And I said, you know what? When she said that, I said, I never met my grandfather. I never met my grandmother on my father's side. And I said, you know what? Maybe they was racist towards black people, because the truth of the matter is, Khonsu, that there are racist Dominicans that don't like blacks. That's to keep it real. You see what I'm saying? And so now that I'm a grown man, I'm asking myself these questions like, damn, did they like black people or something? You know what I'm saying? Because I never met none of me or my sisters. We never met our father on his side, grandmother. Wow. That shit is deep, ain't it?
Man, that's crazy.
That shit is deep. As I was thinking about it, when she told me her grandmother taught her. And then when I'm looking at my grandson, his grandmother is teaching him. You see what I'm saying? Spanish. So I learned a little bit from my little grandson. He be hitting me with it, And I'd be like, damn, man, my father, I never met my grandmother or my grandfather. And so right now to this day, I don't even know their side of the family, my brothers and sisters over there. I don't even know them, bro. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep, man.
Yeah, man.
When you don't know your parts of your family, that they go far back like that. That's heavy. Yeah, that's heavy, man.
All right, so let me see something. Oh man, I got another caller calling in. Peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from? Peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from?
can't hear. Hey, this is JJ7000. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. We hear you, brother. What's up?
I can't hear. Hold up.
We hear you, brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just calling in. I want to ask the brother Khonsu. I got two things. I want to ask the brother, how does he feel about black voting? Do you think it's beneficial?
Your phone broke up. How do you feel about what?
About us as African Americans voting.
Oh, how do you feel about African Americans voting?
Yeah.
Is that it? That's the only question.
Is that it?
Oh, and also, Sarnetta, don't forget tomorrow. You got to promote tomorrow's show, bro.
Let me ask you, brother JJ. Did you send me the questions, or did you send it to brother Reggie?
I'm sending it right now. I'm sending them. I just told Reggie.
Brother Reggie, he's sending you the questions right now, brother. I see you, Apostle, and we got a powerful show coming up tomorrow. Reggie will be on the hot seat. He will be sitting on the comedic hot seat because Jeremiah Judah have taken some time out to write some questions down, and he did it professionally. He said, I'm going to send you the questions, brother Reggie. These are my questions that I have. So it gives our brother Reggie some time to go and look at it and dig up the research and get it in. So this is going to be a powerful
7 o'clock tomorrow, Eastern.
7 o'clock tomorrow, we going in. So ask.
And you know what, Ty? I'm not even going to ask you. It ain't going to be none of that homo stuff.
Brother,
we ain't going. I got some good questions. We got to leave all that out.
Yeah, all right, that's good.
No, we ain't doing it. All right, peace, family.
Hey, hold on. Ask him the question again, and then you can get out of here.
Oh, okay. Khonsu, I heard Reggie say something about voting. So here's the thing. I'm gonna give you an example where we both from Illinois. There's a company that makes a black-owned company that makes these masks for the coronavirus thing, and the government won't even purchase them from this black-owned company. They rather go all the way to China to buy these masks.
Deep there. You got to show them records, though, Jeremiah. You got to show that.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. So my thing is, why are we steady voting for these people? Then when we're in a position to, to help our community or whatever, they turn us down. So to me, voting,
Jeremiah, maybe it's because we don't vote for them. You see? And if we do vote for them, we don't step up and make them carry out their promises that they give us in the black community. We think because we voted, we think our job is done. All right, I already voted. Let me go home and sit on my ass. We don't say, I'm going to go to these board meetings. We don't go out there and say, like every other nationality, like everybody else, they go out and and make sure that they carry out their promise. We don't do that. So we sit there, we give them our vote, and we think that's it. Nah, we got to stand up. But go ahead. I'll let Khonsu
So are you suggesting we start paying these politicians, because some of them have to pay them to spend money with them to get things done.
Nah, they're not going to let you pay them, brother. That's not.
No, that's called lobbying.
Nah, they ain't taking no money under the table. They ain't trusting.
No. Listen, like the LGBTQ, they support the campaign. They getting campaign money, and that's how they get things accomplished.
Oh,
that's how you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but let's let
so I'm saying so you're saying maybe we should be, when it's time for election time, we as black people got to come together and put our money together and then get it support that politician to get things done for us.
All right, thank you, Jeremiah.
That's how it works.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
All right, Khonsu, answer that for me, family. I'm out. Shalom.
Peace. Yeah, Khonsu.
I 100% believe in voting. I think that, number one, just for layman's terms, Sonetta, our ancestors who died on this soil, I'm not giving this country up because my people built it. I'm not giving this country up like that. It ain't gonna work like that. People was hung from trees. I ain't never walked down the street and seen nobody hung from a tree. So I can't act like I'm just being beat down so bad when if a black man raised his head up to a white man who was walking towards him, he could be lynched for that. And it was legal at one point to do that. So I'm very fortunate that I can cast my vote, and it's education around voting, like you was explaining. How many black people know about the Chamber of Commerce? Do you know when you go into business, you need to be getting in contact with your Chamber of Commerce in your community? I mean, you don't go to PTA meetings. We don't talk about local politics getting involved with the way we're schooled in school? And what about that stop sign that needs to go on that street corner because cars keep running fast past the corner and there's children playing? All that's made possible through political movements. So regardless of what we may think on a whole as an individual, but we got to think about the collective. And we are in a politically based government. We got to think reasonable and rational, sir. We're in a political based government. If you don't vote, you can't complain. If you're not voting, you can't complain about a political problem if you're not voting.
Right. Hold on. Let me see if I could get somebody on the line. I hope he up. Hope he don't beat me up either. He always beat me up, man. Yeah. This is my big brother. My big brother. I don't know if he up. Let me see. Yeah, he might be resting right now.
Okay. Shalom. Salam alaikum. Peace and blessings.
Oh man,
Professor James Smalls. Okay, I was calling him because me and him had a nice build on that. Exactly what you're saying, Khonsu. He was saying it. He said damn near everything you said, but he went even further on with that. Man, he went in on that, man. Yeah, that was powerful when he went the way he went in. So I wanted, as soon as Jeremiah asked that question, I said, you know what? I gotta call Professor Smalls, but he ain't pick up. He probably sleeping. Peace and Black Power family. What's your name and where you calling from?
Press 2.
Peace and Black Power family. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Apostle, sir.
Oh shit, man. There you go. Apostle in the building, bro. What's up, Apostle?
Yeah, man. Look, I got 2 serious questions, man. Let me clear my throat up, man. I got 2 serious questions.
All right.
One is more of a concern, man. I have a Samsung QLED, 55 inch, and y'all, I wanted to ask Khonsu, do he think it's possible that while I'm watching this TV, someone could be watching me? And I'm saying that because, I'm saying that because when my screen goes black, I see images on the screen.
You sure it ain't your own image, man? You ain't.
No, man, no.
All right, now I'm feeling you though. I'm with you, brother. I'm only joking.
No. I'm dead serious, man.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, this TV puts out so much power. It comes with a warning about how much feet you should be away from this TV when you're watching it. It comes with that on the packaging. It has a special wire to it that if this wire gets damaged in any way, it messes up the whole TV, doesn't work.
Yeah, that's a good question, brother Khonsu. What you think?
Me personally, I don't think so. I don't think it's the case. I've heard of the technology that makes it possible that it could be a two-way screen. I don't think so because of the way that TVs are made and the way LCD and HD work. It works in milliamps. It doesn't exude a lot of radiation, as people say. So I don't know. I don't really know about that. I couldn't categorically deny it, but I have never seen any proof of it. I've heard about it. But I have never seen
now, my perspective on that, I'm the opposite of what Khonsu said. I'm saying I don't have no proof of it, but I'm saying, God damn, that shit is a possibility because of the technology that we are in today, Khonsu. This new age technology stuff, you got the 5G coming on board. That's gonna be able to do a lot of stuff. So I'm saying, oh yes, I think, hell yeah. I can't prove it right now.
Right.
But I'm saying, hell yeah, I don't trust that. So make sure you cover that shit up. If you're doing something you don't want people watching, cover that screen, cover up the cable box. That's what I do. I'll be paranoid like that, man.
Like, all right, one more. Let me hit one more idea, man. A brother hit me off to this word, and I happened to look it up, and I just want to know if either one of y'all ever heard of a troglodyte nigger. A
Oh, yeah,
troglodyte.
I heard of that
nigga.
before.
I heard that
of
term.
it.
Oh yeah, that's old school right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look that up. Get you one of those college dictionaries, Oxford. Look up that word troglodyte nigger, and you will see why that European calls us a nigger. You'll see why he refers to us as a nigger, because that is his beginning. He was the true nigger. Check it out, troglodyte nigger. TRODLODI. Wait a minute, hold on, no. TRODLODYKE. Troglodyte nigger. NIGER. And you'll see it says a cave dweller.
Wow, that's deep right there.
That's deep.
Man,
that's real
you
deep.
said Oxford. It remind me of my Bible I got here. I got an Oxford book here too, y'all. So you see, this is where I be studying my joints at, y'all. Y'all be sleeping on me. I go into my Oxford joint. I'm getting a apostle. I'm getting ready for you, apostle. You see what I got here, brother.
Sometimes you can read the Bible, but because of your spirit is all wrong, you can't get the truth of the Bible. Okay. The scriptures escape. The scriptures just totally escape you, man. Now, if you get a heart for the scripture and allow the scripture to speak to you, the scripture will. And then you can back it up with archaeology. You know, you can go out there, man, and like they done found, even in the New Testament, it talks about how in the New Testament, it talks about David's tomb being there.
All right, but we ain't going there yet. We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna switch gears. I know you like to get there, brother. We gonna move on. Thank you, brother.
There's a lot of truth out there for you, Si.
I know. I'm gonna get it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna put you on the seat. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat. Don't worry about it. Thank you, my brother Apostle. Thank you, Apostle.
All right, enjoy it, man.
All right,
enjoy.
Peace and Black Power family. What's your name and where you calling from, brother?
Islam, peace. What's happening,
peace,
brother?
Islam. What's going on, brother Roy Bay? We got Khonsu in the building.
Bay,
Did you hear the information the brother brought, brother?
Yeah, man. I mean, the brother's conversation is right on time because our people need to be more financially literate with regard to the current state of wealth and finances. But let me just first say, brother, the term troglodyte nigger was introduced many years ago to our minds by Taj Tariq Bey. That came out of the Moorish community. Taj Tariq Bey introduced that terminology, the troglodyte nigger, and he still speaks on it. So if anyone is dealing with that term, believe you me, they heard it from him. But here's my concern. I listened to a video today by a European woman, and she was talking about the vaccination and what's going on in Africa. And basically, as China has already moved in on Africa, as she was stating, and I agree with her, they have given out a lot of all kind of loans to the brothers and sisters on the continent. And ultimately, China is scheduled to be overpopulated by 2050. And while other countries are trying to get Africa's gold and silver and its natural resources, China is looking to take the entire landmass because they already have a birth rate of giving birth to one child. And so they want to move on the entire continent and take everything. And by 2050, they intend to complete that task. So I'm saying that to say, as we are scholars and nationalists and Pan-Africanists, and we have great knowledge with regards to Kemet and the Congo and Brother Ngozi, he was on earlier. He spoke about his relationship with the brothers and sisters in Somalia. I believe he said that. By the time we enter another generation, SANETER, we might not even be talking about Africa no more because is going to have a Chinese name to it. And this is very threatening to all of us in the Caribbean and the continent, the States, Europe, wherever we are found. Because if that's going to be the place where we derive a lot of our history and knowledge from, and it's being taken over by Chinese, we got some real issues on our hands. Furthermore, the fools in Africa, she also stated, she said there's no cure right now for the COVID-19. If there was one, the Europeans would be cured themselves. But two Africans from two countries stood up to take a vaccination from Europeans, her people, she said, and she said they was fools because all we trying to do is kill y'all off. And yet y'all took the vaccination. She said, we gave y'all AIDS, we gave y'all Ebola.
What?
And you
Hold, say that part again.
She said, quote, we gave y'all AIDS, we gave y'all Ebola. I'm going to send it to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to send it to you. You know what I'm saying? So you do what you're going to do with it because the people need to be informed, you know? So as Dr. Reggie is going on the seat tomorrow to deal with questions, I'm going to tell you something, brother. The way things are going now, we might have to deal with a whole new different conversation piece going forward in the future. Because every European out there that I've listened to have clearly stated that quote-unquote black people are the #1 target in all this coronavirus stuff. Now, they've admitted.
They don't want to hear that from me, though, man. They don't want to hear that from me. I've been saying that, but they don't want to hear that from me. When I say that, I'm wrong, and I'm giving the people wrong information, and, you know, that's crazy. But go ahead, Brother Roy. You on it.
Well, all the Europeans are saying, they're saying that some of them are going to be killed, too, and all this stuff, this new biological warfare, this weaponry, if you will. But they did say that the primary target is black people on the planet Earth. Get rid of them. And this is what's going down right now. So if anyone thinks that there's a conspiracy going on and all this information is not true, you know, don't listen to a brother. Don't listen to a sister. As we say in some aspects of the Moorish community, go listen to the great white father. They can tell you better than we can because, see, our people can listen to the white man quick, fast, and hurry. See? But when guys like you, SANETER, and myself speak on these things, we're called conspiracy theorists. Now, think real quick, and I'm going to close out. 5 years ago, 2 years ago, had any brother or sister said, well, in 2020, it's supposed to be a virus coming that's going to do X, Y, and Z, you know you would have got laughed off 125th Street quick, fast, in a hurry. Now that the virus is here, everyone is running around, scared to death, scared for their life, wearing masks. We better wake up quick and start listening to our own people. And this is why I said before, son, I wish Brother Steve Coakley was here, you know, because he did this better than most that are doing it today, because that brother was on it. So, you know, that's pretty much my commentary for now. I mean, shout out to the host tonight. I mean, to the guest on the show. He's doing a great job. I'm listening to what the brother's talking about. I think that conversation that he's delivering is most needed, and we need, again, to be updated with the current day politics with regards to finances. So, may he keep pushing that conversation. But at the same time, Sal, before I close, we have to start coming up in these conscious communities of ours, the Moors, whoever we are. We have to start developing new scientists so we can counter viruses and stop relying on the people manufacturing viruses, synthetic viruses with patents to kill us all. We have to find ways to combat these viruses, because if we mess around, brother, a lot of us are going to fall in the midst of this thing. So that's what I'm saying. You know, I'm done with that side.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate that. Wow, brother. Thank you, brother Ngozi. Ngozi is right on the money. And I want to say to everybody out there that shitted on this system, man. Oh, man, Kismeka Corbett. Shame on you, Negroes, for shitting on this sister. She's sacrificing her life right now. And Goldie just sent me the article. I'm looking at it right now. And yo, brother Khonsu, this sister is coming out telling black people, she's saying what I've been saying. She's saying the exact same thing that I've been saying, brother. Check this out. In one tweet, Dr. Corbett suggested that doctors would overlook black Americans if ventilators are in a short supply. that they will immediately be killing off black people. They want to kill us off. So she's telling them, yo, man, listen, you are the first ones to die with this. Now, I thought y'all was saying that she hated black people, she hated black men, but she coming out risking her life to talk about it, man. What the hell is wrong with y'all? Go and look up Sister Corbett right now. She's in the goddamn media and in the news. Shame on you Hebrew Israelite brothers who went up against this sister, calling her a bet witch and all of that. Shame on y'all brothers, man. Mm-hmm. That's a shame, man, because like I said, because it's coming from a black woman, y'all gotta insult her and tear her down. Damn, bro. Thank you, my brother, Max Bird. I think Max Bird threw it in the chat. He threw something in the chat. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Look it up, yo. Look it up, yo. There she go. There she go. Sister coming out, yo. Coming out. So y'all all shitted on this woman, on this queen, because, you know, she was a black woman. But, you know, knowing these Negroes, Khonsu, they're going to come up with something else. They went through all the streams of
it's a fact. You already know.
Seeing what they can get on her. When I bring up white woman or white man, you don't see them looking up their history to see what they can get on the sister, on the woman. Mm-hmm. But because she was a black woman, they said, yo, man, let me see what I could find on her. Shame on y'all Negroes, brother. Mm-hmm. Shame on y'all Negroes, bro. So I'm glad I showed her. There she go. There go that black queen right there. They was mad at me, and I'm gonna make sure I go and screenshot all those screenshots where y'all was being very disrespectful to this black woman, calling her a bed witch. Called her a bed witch, brother Khonsu.
That's crazy.
Ain't no black woman coming to save. Yeah, all right. That's what they taught you. Ain't no black woman coming to save. I got you. Ain't no black woman fixing no virus or no vaccine. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. But anyway, my brother Khonsu, in closing, my brother, I'm going to allow you to close unlimited. And it's on you, my brother. Say what you got to say. It's on you.
Man. Well, first and foremost, I do want to give a lot of credit. And I do want to thank Brother SANETER. And I do want to shout out Brother Reggie, man. He was one of the main reasons I would watch SANETER every weekend, and when SANETER would have the debates, man, he's that dude. And I really do appreciate SANETER's willingness to support black people. You know, people may have their own opinions, but everybody got an opinion. And, you know, SANETER is sacrificing the time that he would spend with his family to reach out to the community in his own special way. And everybody got a right to support this community in their own special way, not the way they're being dictated, or you should do it this way. No, you're doing it the best way you can with the gifts you've been given. Like I've been given the gift of the knowledge of economics. So this is my gift to my community. This is what I've been naturally blessed with. This is what I can do. So this is what I'm doing. I'm playing my role in the collective, and I really do appreciate SANETER. I appreciate the House of Consciousness. Shout out to Team Osiris. I appreciate my brother Ngozi. That's my guy. All the people, all the members of Team Osiris. There's so many I can't name, but all of you guys, I do appreciate you. And I appreciate the Team the House of Consciousness audience. Appreciate you. Very educated, very knowledgeable. You hold people accountable for their information, and that's really important. And I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to share, you know, my passion, and people were just interested enough to want to know. And so I do appreciate it. If you want to reach out to me, Khonsu Sheshmamoon on YouTube, Khonsu19 on Instagram, Khonsu Sheshmamoon on Facebook. So you can always reach out to me, man. I'm willing to help if I can.
All right. She said, man, this pandemic could be genocide against black people, brother. Wow.
I'm not,
wow.
Man,
I'm still here looking at all like of this joint. And I'm saying, wow. Now, you know, the Armin Raw Squad featured her yesterday, bigging her up, talking about, yo, we got a black scientist, but I already showed it. Anyway, I did it first. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't even know about it had I not put it up. I put it up and showed the people, and they gave her all props. But now, guess what, Khonsu? Now she's saying what Brother SANETER been saying. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, my brother Khonsu, for that information. I didn't even know that. But now she is saying exactly what I've been saying, that, yo, this government is strategically going after our people. And don't be surprised if our sister end up missing or something.
Oh, man, I hope not, man. I hope not, man.
Just got to be ready for all this shit and look and see what's going on. Because she's in there and she see exactly what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So, brother, I want to thank you, my brother, for taking the time out to come through to show some love, man. I appreciate this. And
no doubt, man.
We got to do this again, man. Let's try to make it sooner later, brother. I appreciate that. Peace and black power to you, brother. We out. Thank you.
Man, much love to you, brother.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, family. So you already see what's happening. And man, oh man, that's just a breath of fresh air to hear and see what the sister's talking about. You know, she put her life on the line. She put her job on the line, you know? And somebody said, well, they put it in the text. Well, SANETER, go and talk to your boy, Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed said she hated black people. Well, that's Tariq's opinion. Shout out to my brother, Tariq Nasheed. See, we all have our own opinions, man. Y'all can't make me bang on my brother. That's my brother. He will be on the show, and guess what? I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask him about this, sister, and let him go in. But before I ask him, I'm going to make sure I give him this new information and see what he say after that. So it's all good to my brother Tariq. Shout out to him. And stop bitching all the time. What the hell? I ain't going to even block you, man. I ain't going to even block you. You know no better. Now, who did that? Who did that? Shout out to Unbiased Sport in the building. I see you, my brother. Now, hey, Unbiased, you see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about, Unbiased Sport? When I highlighted that sister, the doctor, Kizmeka, you see that? Everybody flipped on me. They was banging on me. So I know you're not taking the vaccine. I can't take the vaccine. My immune system is compromised. I can't take it. Even if I wanted to, I can't take it. The vaccine might kill me. So no, of course not. I can't take the vaccine. No. If I was on my last leg and they was to say, well, you know what, this probably can do it, I'll probably take it. Because it might be a silent death for me or something, you know. Who knows? Shit. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, the point what I'm making, my sister Carla, is not about her making a vaccine. Everybody missed what I was talking about. Man, listening is an art, my sister Carla. Listening is an art. What I said to everybody, what I was so happy about, was that the fact that there was a black woman that was leading her crew in science into finding a vaccine for the coronavirus. And so what I was doing was showing you that there was a black woman that was going to save the world. Y'all missed what I was saying. I wasn't saying that, oh man, I'm coming up, I'm going to take the vaccine. No, that's not what I was saying, Sister Carla. Damn, bro. Y'all missed my point. Y'all missed my point. So, hey, I just hope you ready for tomorrow. Brother JJ 7000 will be in the building. My brother Dr. Reggie will be sitting in the comedic hot seat, and just gonna have some fun. It's gonna be turned up. Okay, it's gonna be a Hebrew drive-by on Dr. Reggie. A Hebrew drive-by. Peace and black power. We out.